Hey guys, you're welcome to our channel again, and today is day 4, and we are glad that we are we are glad that we are making this happen. Like we said, we're going to do it, and we are here doing it. Yeah, and I know that you can hear us loud and clear. Sorry, we don't have a podcast set up yet, so we're just using this mic in our hands to get the mic set up and get to do the real podcast.
Hopefully.
And join the gang of podcasters.
This is a podcast. Okay, we can call it a podcast, yeah.
If you have a mic, once you have a mic and the mic is have a stand like this.
And it's like this.
Oh, it's on the table. Oh, you have a stand then in the podcast.
Okay.
All right, so today we're talking about honor in marriage. Honor in marriage. We've heard about honor in different contexts of church, parents, pastors, and all that. But we don't usually talk about honoring each other in marriage. So, what comes to your mind when you think about honor in marriage?
I think honor in marriage has to do with.
You have to do this.
I have to hold it.
Yeah.
Voila. So we're passing the mic now.
Yeah, passing the mic.
Hey, Jesus. So. Okay. So when we say honor in marriage, people, I don't think honor is just simply respect. I don't think so.
It's not.
Honor is beyond respect.
It's kind of reverence.
Reverence, but it is not fear.
Yeah.
So it's in between. I wish I did the research before coming to this. I wish I did the research. But off the top of my head, it is not simply respect. Respect is part of it. There is fear, but not the fear that they will kill me or I will die.
Yeah, do something to me.
Yeah. So honor is, yes, respect the individual and then be considerate about the individual. Serve. The service inside of honor. Yeah, basically that's what it is.
All right, so
in the context of marriage, Abby?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think honor goes both ways, because God commanded the wife to honor the husband. We always only talk about.
No, submit. I don't think you. Submit.
Submit. It's not. God didn't even say honor.
It's
submit
just,
in your law. Yeah, but you cannot even submit to someone that you don't honor.
Yeah, so that's where it comes from. Yeah.
You can't submit to someone that is honor. Submission is a consequence of honor.
Yeah, so when people preach it, they're not talking about the honor your husband, honor your husband.
Yeah, I think that is where the conversation is coming from. Yeah, but no, there's a way a man can dishonor his wife.
Yeah.
Now, context. The man is the head of the home. All of us are learning because as I'm talking now, I'm actually learning. So, the man is the head of the home, and the headship is not a dictatorial kind of headship. It's more of leadership than administrative leadership. Because actually in the home, the woman administers the home. If you think about it very well, you are the one that decides what we eat. You decide the decoration of the house. Basic things in the home, you make those, and that's administration. You monitor things. But you tell me that I don't want you to do this. Don't do that. Don't put your shoe there. Don't put your kidney here. And we have a visitor. This is how we do it. Administration here. Leadership is more long term. It's more philosophical. I talk about
more visionary.
Yeah, I decided in the next 5 years, this is what we are doing.
Yeah.
By next week, I want us to do a retreat. This is what God is saying in this season. Because of what God has said, this is what we should begin to do.
So the woman actually now brings it down. Like, how do we now administer this or day-to-day activities?
Something like that. So in the place of if you honor me and you submit to me, right, you implement my vision for the home. Because you are an implementer. I mean, as it affects your duty and stuff, you implement it. Now, when you are implementing, there are instructions that you will give to me. In the place of discharging your duty. It means that, so I work in the sitting room these days. I don't work in the home office anymore because of issues, things I can't discuss here. So I work here, and I'm not comfortable working here, but I have to because of circumstances, right? So my wife can say, okay, I don't want you to be working here. So what's the problem? Tell her the problem, and she says, okay, take money from your purse and let's do this. Now we can afford to fix the problem that's making me not work there. Sure, you get. But because of priorities, I am choosing not to do that. You can make a bigger argument and say, I want you to do it. I don't see a reason for us to do it, but because you have a reason for me not to work here anymore. I have to, okay, agree. That agreement at that point in time is honoring your office as the administrator of the home.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree, but I see the point that it makes your work easier. What are you trying to do? You're trying to make this place more thin, more, because I mess this place up. My bag is one corner, my laptop is one on the table, my books are on the side because I work with all of these instruments. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand you.
So there's a place where I have to honor her. The honor is not because she will flog me. It's not because I'm under her. No. It's because even as I'm above, I have to be told and advised to do some things. My staff tell me what to say and what not to say when it comes to marketing. I'm not a marketing expert. I'm their boss. I employ them, but I have to listen to them. Only Bonnet cautions me and cautions me a lot of times. Shake it. Then I'm about to say something and say, leave that thing. That thing don't make sense. It's not good for our brand.
Yeah.
So maybe you will not call it honor, but in the context of marriage,
It's actually honor. It's honor. And okay. You want to say something? But what I'm saying is different.
Okay. The other aspect of it, I hope this does not contradict what you want to say, or changes the other aspect is you have to honor your wife, her dignity as a woman. You don't go about talking about her in a certain way to people.
That's what I wanted to go.
Okay.
Because we talk about honor, but another aspect of it.
Let me hold it for you. No worry. Sort of honor.
Okay, you well, like you said, like you know the role that this person plays. You respect that this person is my wife, one of my children. You respect that when they do things. Another aspect of honor is how we showcase our spouse in the public. I think that's one very big way of honoring people, because you can say I honor you in my heart, and if I'm not seeing it out, it means that like one big part of honor is how you carry your spouse or the people you say you honor in the public. You cannot say I respect this person and just talk about the person anyhow. You understand? I think we have a couple of friends that when we have meetings together, you see them talking about their wife in such a way that it's they will go through very demeaning. Like of course we are trying to be real and all, but you don't speak about your spouse in a particular way. This one, this one, that. You know, it's a wrong way. Sometimes even the stories we tell. Sometimes we tell stories about ourselves. This is critical. Some people go for marriage counseling and they're talking about their like a marriage event, and maybe you bring a husband and wife to come and speak, and of course they're trying to be real. They're telling real stories of their marriage. Then they start telling stories of things that is embarrassing to their spouse, or you are preaching. They tell stories about your spouse that is embarrassing, like things that will make other people disrespect them. People that are up there, when they hear these stories, they lay flat in the eyes of people. So they'll be like, so this guy used to do this one, so this guy used to do this. So you have to be also very careful that as much as you are trying to, no matter how playful you are, and no matter how real or how open you are, you must make sure that whatever you're saying, it do not bring your spouse down. And many times it's not about you. If your spouse say, how you talked about me in that place, I don't like it.
You like it, no, yeah.
Maybe she has not grown. Maybe in 5 years she'll be like, oh, this is not a big deal. I think you can do that.
You have to not throw it away.
You can't throw it away and say, grow up. You can't just say that to them. You wait for them to grow up before you start sharing the things you want to share. So it's very important that the way we honor them. I was saying about this place where in a meeting, and this spouse, two of them were coming in, the husband and wife were coming in, and maybe along the way, people were seeing them as they were coming in, and along the way something happened, and the woman was just shouting on the husband. And everybody was looking at it. I was like, even if this guy has messed up, of course what the person did was wrong, but even if you want to shout on yourself, go and do it inside the house, because the matter will settle. But that image will not leave our mind forever.
Yes.
And once you dishonor that person in presence of other people, you have told them that
you can do the same.
You can do the same thing to my husband. You can slap him. You can beat him. You can do anything you want.
Because when it happens, you start fighting. Your fight is not justified anymore.
Yeah.
You open the door.
Yes. So it's very important how we treat our spouse in the presence of other people. Sometimes even if you have to pretend. Even if you have to pretend that you are very angry at that point, even if you have to pretend that nothing is happening, no, just pretend, because you know that it's a one-off issue for you.
Keep it somewhere, address it later.
Yes, you know it's a one-off issue for you, but the people that will be looking at it will not be a one-off issue for them. They will always keep it in their mind. This guy maybe is not it's not there. It's not
that deep.
Yeah.
People often say this thing that couples look fine outside, but they may not be doing fine in their homes and stuff. It's a fact. We are married, but we are not perfect.
Yeah.
So the world should not expect perfection from married people.
At all.
Because you that you are single and you have refused to marry, is your life perfect? It's true.
Yeah.
Sure you get. So that's why I try to look at it. No, I'm saying that to say that yes, we are supposed to look perfect outside.
Yeah.
It is for the dignity of the institution and the dignity of our home. So when we fight at home and we go outside and we are smiling, it's none of a business.
Am I supposed to come and tell you and say that we just fought?
So you get. We can just finish arguing now and come and record this podcast.
Yeah.
Doesn't invalidate everything we have said. We are humans.
Yeah.
We are humans. So we do what we have to do, right? And so now I cannot come here now and extend the arguments we just had here. I'll be dishonoring her because I am showing the world her weaknesses. Because if the argument is skewed against her, I should just expose her weaknesses to you. If the argument is skewed against me, she has just exposed my weakness, which is not true, which is not so. So just the way I think that we should honor our pastors and protect them. I have a problem with when pastors fall, make mistakes, and we turn against them and criticize them and kill them. I don't think it's right. Just the way I think that is the same way I think that your wife's mistakes. I'm talking about wife now because it's usually taken towards men most times. Your wife's mistakes are her errors. Right? It's not meant for public consumption. Protect her. The way I expect her to also protect you as a man, right? When you fall into some certain errors and stuff. Because the institution of marriage is one of the most important institutions. One of the most important institutions. So the institution of marriage is very important. So that's why we must protect ourselves. Wife protect the husband protect the wife. I think that protection is also what we can is also in the confines of honor. I should never talk to my friend. Actually, men don't do this. A man that talks about his girlfriend now, I'm talking about girlfriend because this happens in pre-marital relationships. Any guy you see talk to you. In fact, we guys we know. Once our guy is free and open, talking about a girl that is dating, because he may have more than one, a girl that is dating, certain way, talks about their intimate encounters, talks about apart from intimacy, talks about her in a certain way, we know that he's not serious about her. And I am 90% sure that any man that does that concerning any girl means he's not serious about the girl. But when your guy starts dating the girl and is secretive about her, not secret keeping the relationship, but
not telling you
doesn't talk about the details that we used to hear, we know automatically that this guy, we call it one man down. When you hear a man say one man down, that's what it means. Because he's down. He's not sharing the way we expect him to share. That's dignity. So protecting an individual's dignity is a form of honor. You cannot protect the dignity of somebody you don't honor. So that's another way to look at honor in marriage.
Another thing is that you should not be friends with people who talk down on their spouse. People who talk down on their spouse, there are people that just talk down on their wife, talk down on their husband. The nonsense man. Eventually you find out that you start to accommodate such kinds of thoughts. You don't see a big deal in it anymore, and it's one way that the devil uses to get at us. When you just they don't even have to be friends. It may just be people who you hang out with, people in the office. Yes, people in the office. They can just be people that just keep talking down with their wife. She does not have sense, blah blah blah, and all that. Now, my wife is not like your wife. My husband is not like your husband. He's just lazy and all that. You must know that is something to. You just run away from people like that because they don't honor their marriage, and that way you can't have a good home and not have that kind of conversation with somebody that does not have a good home. The conversation will not. So one person will run from another person. So you that you have something to protect, you run from those kind of conversations. Don't have interactions with people that have this kind of thing. If the person has, it's not wrong when they come to confide. Oh, this is the issue I'm facing. I know you have a good marriage. How do I go about it? That one is different. It's different from complaining. It's different from comparison. It's different. I'm not saying that you should not. If you have issues, you don't discuss with your friend, or your friends cannot discuss with you when they have issues. But I'm saying that it should not be a lifestyle where they always nag, always talk down on their wife, always talk down on their husband. Nothing good comes out of those kind of conversations. Like when you have this kind of conversation, where do you end it?
what do you end it with?
Where does it stop?
Where does it stop? It doesn't have any good ending. So we must make sure that we are very, 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 very observant of things like that. If you're it's in a workspace where you cannot just leave the place, find an earpiece or something. Just like, I'm not comfortable with this kind of conversation. Can we stop this conversation? Or you impose your own ideology of marriage, which is the right one. You impose it over what the person is saying.
Superimpose your own positive. Then the content you watch, the people you follow online.
That's one thing. I think I wanted to talk about it. That there was because one of the things that kills honor is comparison. And comparing people. Okay, of course they are good. You see the good examples. Sometimes the comparison that we do is not from just what we see. It can be from our trauma. From our trauma, like you just it could just be what you saw growing up, what you experienced growing up, and because of that, you just treat your husband, you treat your wife in a certain way because of what you have seen. And the person has not even done anything. You're just like, I'm protecting myself from
this. The person has not even exhibited anything close to it.
I'm protecting myself from all of this. I don't want this close to me. I'm protecting myself from this. And sometimes we can begin to dishonor our spouse in such a way that we do not know. There was this particular experience I had where there was this movie I was just watching. It was a cool movie, nice, beautiful home, husband and wife. They're those kind of movies I like to watch. I love to see people wearing nice clothes, nice houses, luxury and all that. And from nowhere, the woman just got the man was cheating and all that. I'm like, why would this man cheat? This woman is a perfect woman. She's the career woman. She has a child. The family is great. They're making money. Why was that? And I just realized that, I was just watching the movie, and in the few days of watching it, I just became sad. I'm like, why is marriage like this? Why are men wicked like this? I just started building up resentment. I was wondering, where is this resentment coming from? And this was like, it's that movie. I had to go and delete it, and like I removed it from my to watch movies and all that. And so you realize that sometimes what makes you not honor your spouse is because you're comparing something, you're comparing what you have seen, you're comparing with the trauma you've experienced.
And sometimes in this context is subconscious.
And it could be because just like the trauma you've experienced, like, I don't want any man to control me. I don't want any man to tell me to do anything for him. I don't want to help out with anything in the house. So I will not think that I'm a
slave.
I'm a slave, or I'm a what do you call it, or I'm just a maid, or I'm weak. I don't want to look weak. That strong woman that I'm projecting outside, I want it to be like that. So I'm not going to do anything that would make me look weak to this person. And that's one of the things that hinder us from honoring people. Because I don't want to feel weak. I don't want to, because it takes a level of submission, like you said, to honor somebody. Like you're saying, I am putting you above me. You may not be above me in any way. Like you may not have what it takes to be above me normally. But I decided that I put you above me, and I'm respecting you for that. That's what essentially what honor means, you understand? And we see that even with Jesus Christ and God, we said they are one, but he decided to bring himself low to honor God and do that which God sent him to do on earth. So we must have to start looking at what are the things that makes us not to honor our spouse. What are the things that you see? Is it that you have seen other women, you just look at how shabby she is? Somebody was saying that he just looked at the wife in the night and said, look at her, she just open her mouth and spit is coming out of her mouth, just sleeping like an idiot. You understand? Those are the things that you like, because you have watched movies where the woman, you see women who sleep
posh
romantically with makeup, with their hair and everything.
I expect that.
And your wife is just there with her hair net all torn everywhere and just sleeping anyhow. And so I will not honor. So that's just it. I don't know if you have a perspective to add to it.
You have finished it now.
I've not finished it.
I've finished everything now.
So what will you? What? Okay.
Actually, you can dishonor your spouse in your heart. You can dishonor your spouse in your heart. There is a heart. I don't even know why that came to my mind now. But yeah, it can happen. It can just be in your heart. It can be in your mind. You will not say it out loud. And then what that happens is how that begins to manifest physically is that it begins to control your subconscious. Sure, you get. It's actually similar to what you have said. The movie that you watched, that I think I've had a similar experience too. I saw a movie. I can't remember. It's an American movie. No, it's not an American movie. It's this a Spanish movie, but translated to
English.
English. Yeah. The woman was sleeping around, thinking that the man was cheating. while the man was planning her a surprise, and she was just sleeping around. Like, why are women not contented? Why do they jump to? It was more like jump to conclusions. They did not investigate, so it was messy. After I started bothering me. I became what do you put it now?
Paranoid.
No, not paranoid though. No, not paranoid. I began to ask questions I'm not supposed to be asking. Like, so how do you know when you are not wasting your time in a marriage? Of course, the funny thing is all these apps. When you're watching a movie on Netflix and the story is a certain way, you begin to see certain chatter on social media. I don't know if people have noticed that. It happens a lot. So it begins to be. So these things actually happen in your heart. If you allow it stay, if you digest it, because when you digest it, it becomes part of your mind. It becomes part of your mental makeup, and then you begin to act with it. So dishonoring can start from that internalization of those negative contents online. Yeah. So, and then if for those that have children, you can dishonor your spouse through your children. You can. How do I explain this? The simplest example is this. Your child wants biscuit. You told the child, no biscuit. But your husband wants to give her the biscuit. The principle I would expect that Christian couples or any other couple that wants to obey God in sanctity of marriage, the right thing I think the man should do is stick with the mom, because the mom she said it first. She's the one that the child went to. You don't go back and say, don't worry, take. You've dishonored your wife.
Yeah, and children pick those things. They know that
so
once you say this and this other person, they can.
If you want to change your mind, go back to the person that first of all said no, and negotiate with the person.
It's even happened in Sheda House yesterday. So they gave some students assignments, and they felt that it's the Easter period is overwhelming, and that they needed a break. And so they came to me. They spoke with their teacher. The teacher said, "No, we are going to have the assignment." So they just came to tell me about it. Of course, I didn't know anything about it, but they felt that I could have just told the teacher that I can tell the teacher to leave it. And so I went to meet him. I went back. I said, "Let's go back to your teacher and ask him if he wants to do this." I don't have a say. He is the one that has a say, because
even though you are the boss.
If I say
no,
that means they know that I can't. They have given them a ground not to respect that teacher. You have said I don't respect the teacher. So in that case, whatever he says is I don't have anything to say about it, because if you give somebody an authority, you must make sure that you allow them to exercise that authority.
Thank you.
You must allow them to exercise that authority.
Yes.
If you have given your wife authority in the home and say anything that you want to cook, whatever you want to do in this, go to market, right? You allow her to exercise authority. If you've given your husband authority over you, you carry your 2 legs, you dance on your wedding day, you dance and say, hey, I give you my body, I give you my soul, I give you anything. You must take the authority of that person.
Yeah, and it goes side by side. So if the man has said no to the child, what's your problem?
Yeah.
Okay, showing me.
No.
So that's a problem. So, but then the trick is this: if you strongly feel that you should allow this child to have this thing, talk to your wife, talk to your husband about it, negotiate. If you keep saying no, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You have married him.
Yes.
There's nothing you can do, because if you go against them, they may not be able to beat you or do anything. But there is a training you are giving the child subconsciously
to say don't respect your mother. Whatever she says doesn't hold water.
The note of you don't respect each other. They may not even be able to interpret what it means, but it is there in their brain. So what happens is the child knows who to go to get what, and then when somebody says no, the child goes to the other person, and that child begins to dishonor the other person. Because when my dad says no and I go to my mom thinking she will say yes, I have dishonored my dad. I've dishonored him. Me as a child now, I've dishonored him. But who made me dishonor him? Something I saw many years ago. So we can dishonor our spouse by how we relate with our children in relation with our spouse, and then cause them to dishonor that spouse. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that happens a lot, and I've seen it many times, and it's subconscious. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we think we are doing the best sometimes, and stuff like that. So because it happens here, Valor will come to me and says, I want tea at night. Most times at night, I'll say, have you asked your mom? She will say yes. I'll say, go and meet your mom, ask her again. Because I'm suspecting that you may have told her no. Sometimes I'll call you on phone, be checking for tea. It's not as if I don't know what to do. It's because I want to be sure that you had not given her an alternative response. I do that. In fact, all the times, not even some, all the times I have called you to ask you, shaking from Valor, all of them shaking from. It's not because I don't know what to do. It's not because I don't want to do it. It's because I want to be sure that you have not given her an alternative. But I don't have to say it. I was just asking. Your response tells me what to do.
What to do? Yeah,
that's why I do what I. That's why most of the questions I ask. That's why.
Yeah.
So that is one way to not dishonor our spouse through our children.
And one thing I must know about honor is that the way we honor our spouses is indirectly telling people how to respect them, to telling them how to be treated, how they are treated, because people are actually looking.
People are watching.
So when you go on to say things about your spouse in public that dishonors them, you are telling people that you can do anything to them. You are that, and even to your parents, like to your parents,
even to your siblings and your parents.
To your siblings and your parents, the way you talk about your spouse, your siblings, means that you're saying you can say it's nothing indirectly to them, and you can say it's a lot.
Yes.
To them. So it's very important that we don't we carry people the truth is to say that everybody has weaknesses and everybody is nothing when we remove the cloak of honor over
actually
people. Everybody's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. What is it? Money. There's nothing. You are nothing. Because when we begin to tear you apart, there's nothing. It's just God has given us who we are now. Honor. So whoever how highly esteemed somebody holds is just based on the honor they have given to you. You understand? So please be very careful of this. And when your spouse is saying, I don't like how you are saying this, I don't like how you're doing this,
respect it.
Even if it does not make sense to you, just respect it.
Yeah.
and help them. Because if you think everybody likes what I said though, and your spouse do not like it, then you have failed, because it's one person that you're supposed to
take seriously
more than every other person.
Yeah, because how they feel is important to you actually. How they feel is important to you. You want to pick it, Abby?
You continue. Let me just go on anything.
How do you know what I've said?
All right.
Abby? But it's outside, Abby?
We should pause it.
Let's pause it and go. So, we are back. Okay. So, how they feel is important to you. How they feel is important. It affects the temperature of your relationship at that given time, yes. So, it's important. You must take what your wife said or what your husband said they don't like, or how what you said made them feel. It's as important as what you intended to do. Even if they misinterpreted it, acknowledge how they feel. Take your time to explain if you can. Yeah. And now you know better how to communicate more. Maybe because you had a different intention, but how you communicated it gave it a meaning that made them feel a certain way. These things happen a lot on the pulpits. We address people. Pulpits, maybe addressing people. It could happen when I'm talking to people in Shaddai House.
Public speaking,
yeah.
Then when you content creators, sometimes you create content and you be like, why are you making your husband look look silly, make him look like a fool online? Like, because sometimes you write some posts and you should be able to see you should be able to envision how a post would look like. Better on Twitter where everybody is trying to look for something. Do not give them don't put the seed that people can now prey on and that will now become a big tree of trouble.
Yeah.
You understand? So try as much as possible not to make your spouse look. This world we are in a world where a simple post, simple video can
too sensitive.
It can weaken the family. Like people, I see people say that they wrote something and eventually almost cost a divorce in their marriage just because of a simple tweet or a simple video.
How people amplify
it. How people amplify it.
Don't give people an opportunity to dishonor or disrespect your spouse. Yeah. So the last thing I want to say, I think we've exhausted what we want to say. This applies to people in relationships, godly relationships before marriage. How your girlfriend or boyfriend is seen many times will be how you have presented them to people.
Yeah.
You have not married him or her. Protect their honor. Protect them. Protect their dignity. So I think
a lot of people that have not interacted with them before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So make sure that whatever you say, because most times the first impression people have of your spouse is what you've told them. So make sure that you, before they get to see them and judge for themselves,
what you told them and how you spoke of them.
That's the first impression they have. Even to your parents,
To your
your parents, to your friends, to your pastors, and all that. So you must put that in mind when you are speaking. That's why if you're a very vocal person, you talk quite a lot. You have to be very careful about that.
People that talk a lot have a lot of work to do in this area. Oh Jesus, talkatives.
Yeah,
You
because
know
you
yourself.
talk, and they now talk what you're not supposed to say.
You know yourself. Be careful. You're right. So At least
What's
caution your tongue. Your
okay.
tongue. Caution your tongue.
More like gather your tongues together.
Yes. Think. Process information.
Gather your
before-
tongue together.
Yeah, that's the literal translation.
Yeah.
Gather your tongue. So what it actually means is gather your thoughts,
Yeah.
refine them before you.
Before you say it out.
Because talkatives, people that, let me not say talkative, maybe to sound offensive to you, people that talk a lot.
Yeah, they enjoy talking.
I enjoy talking. What happens is you say it the way it comes, without filtering, and then sometimes, because your mouth speaks faster than your brain processes. And that's why you say the things you're not supposed to say. But for people that are more calmer and reserved, their brain goes faster than their speech. So their words are a lot more refined and deliberate. So there's nothing wrong in like loving to talk. There's nothing wrong about it. The challenge will be if you're unable to filter your thoughts. It is in between of all of this velocity of words coming out of your mind that you can say things that you're not supposed to say concerning your spouse. You think you're
being free.
You think you're being free. You think you're being conversational. You think you're being cool, but you're causing much more damage for your marriage. Yeah, I think we have tried. So yes, follow us on this journey. And please comment below. We are seeing your comments from
We love your comments.
We love the comments.
Keep them coming in.
Yeah.
It's encouraging us. And those that are reaching out to us secretly. Inbox. We appreciate it. People that are appreciating us secretly. We thank you.
We are learning from your comments actually.
Yeah.
The lady said we should talk about finances and she would love to learn about finance. She talked about her parents, how they see finance. That was about it was on the video that talked about secret spending. So maybe that will be the next topic, or maybe very soon we'll talk about it. We've talked about finance before, but there are times we will repeat topics because of new knowledge, new experiences, exposure, of course, times and seasons.
And some things that we don't say. You can't say everything in a 30-minute video.
Yeah, because I know we've talked about this for now before. That should be 2019, 2020, talked about it. So, sir, we love your comments. I'm just making a point that we love your comments. Please keep them coming. We learn from them. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Bye. See ya. Do not forget to like, share, and comment. Bye-bye.
Subscribe.
And subscribe, please. Thank you so much.
I saw my mom's comment on her last video.
What did she say? I saw a notification, but I didn't.
She said, I agree with all your points. Consider talking about. She now mentioned two things. I can't remember them again.
Okay, I think we should check it and see.
I will check it. My mom saw a video.
My mom can never tell me I not talking. Hey, you talk too much. It contains so. Oh yeah, come on, Bonnie. Cover it.
My mom saw her videos. She follows up. My sister told me that she doesn't miss our videos.
Interesting. That's good to know.
My mom and my dad too knows about it, but I don't know if he sees it. So it's really encouraging. It's encouraging.
Thank you
very much. Yeah.
Bye.